Hello everyone, welcome back to Line of Killer Show today. Today I'm going to be talking briefly about update 10.9 along with this disturbing trend that wargaming has taken to lately with locking premium ships behind more sequential bundles. So with 10.9 you have your little bundles here with tokens to get all the tiered ships here. You can get tokens by personal missions, or let's see here. Should be able to see in here. But under personal challenges, you can win a few of them. You can see I've won a few of them myself by playing a couple rounds in some destroyers earlier. And we can also see that we're losing time on this dockyard here. See, I'm still in phase 27. Gotta try to get to phase 35 before the end of the month here. I think I only have like 17 days at the time of recording to get this dry dock knocked out. So basically with this whole patch, the main features are the early access to the Japanese battleships, which are designed to have increased accuracy compared to their counterparts in the main line. These just all remind me of Key. Tier 8 premium battleship Key. That looks similar to her except different guns pretty much. The only thing really different is really the smokestack location and the super tower. This guy. As we're dealing with a 5x2 formation for the main battery, it looks like the reload time is 30 seconds, which isn't too bad. We got another premium or whatever, tier 9 premium ship as well, but it's locked behind random bundles for the millionth time already. You can see you get tokens for random bundles too. They stuck Issei in here too to tempt you, and then you got this. I cannot say this enough, but this event right here, right on the screen, is a big ripoff. Do not waste your time on this. Do not. Champagne is not worth it for this. It was on offer for sale at one point in the past. And shame on Wargaming for sitting here and sticking in this event and not selling it separately like they should have. This event is nothing more than a resource drainer. Save your resources. Honestly, I feel like I'm one of the few content creators left that actually still says it how it actually is honest with people, isn't trying to sit there and lick Wargaming's boots. You got this new German submarine, which we've been waiting for release for at least 5 months now. I might be picking up this because I don't have a tier 10 sub currently. I'm giving this a go once I get enough coal for it. Either that or I suppose I'll go for Brisbane, but I don't see what I get out of this. I guess it is a better option when you think about it because it gets radar. What kind of shells does it get? Does it have HEAP? I don't know. I don't really have a tier 10 sub to run around with right now, so I might just get the sub. We'll see. I don't think there's any new steel ships here. Only got the Gato, really, and that came out a patch or two ago. I don't know. What the hell is this? Black Friday containers? Flags? I don't get why we're having Black Friday containers. What is the point of this? Oh, this is last year's, but it has a 2023 on it. Weird. I don't think these are going to be worth it unless you get a bunch of these token things. You got this event going on too, which is basically rebranded ships already in the game, just put as Chinese ships. And I think this is Lion. This is Lion. It's just been reskinned and given a fancy new name. And this one's Odin, I think. I don't think it's Odin. I think this is a gear. This is most definitely a gear, now that I look at it a bit more. It's just a gear with a fancy new paint job. Honestly, this kind of stuff just ticks me off a little bit because it's like you're not really getting anything besides maybe a ship with a new paint job and a little special commander. Honestly, I would have thought that the people overseas, you know, the Pacific Islanders, the Chinese, all of them would have wanted their own ship designs, not just copy and paste of other ship designs. But it seems that Wargaming just uses this Pan-Asian category to shove whatever made-up ships they want in the game with just rebranding of the other ships. Again, this is a ripoff. Here, I'll give you an example. Let's say I put in all my premium time. I don't think over 3 years of premium time is worth it for stupid champagne. It's not worth it. I have champagne, I can tell you that it is not worth it. I'm not even gonna bother for this camo because what's the point? I'm trying to save my points for something else. If you're silly enough to put all your resources into this event, I don't know what else to say to you. That's not my biggest frustration. No, my biggest frustration is the fact that one of the ships I wanted in the game for a long ass time, Chill, is locked behind this stupid system of containers. You can see I've already went through 5 of them already and no drop of Shill, and I can't even get Shill separately, which also annoys me. This is just ridiculous. They know people want this ship, so of course they paywalled it. You know, in the olden days, Wargaming used to actually let people buy the tier 8s and not just the tier 9s and tier 10s. That's what I find to be ridiculous about this. But I guess since it's the closest thing to Graph Spade, they just have to paywall it. I guess I'll have to wait till it comes on sale for Cole, or maybe I'll have just enough to get her, but you cannot get this for separate at the time of recording of this video, which is really ridiculous. I find it to be ridiculous anyway. Not a big fan of them paywalling all this because I remember when we weren't doing these things back when the game first launched. Maybe I'm nostalgic, but it's ridiculous. Maybe I'm part of the problem by continuing to get these ships when I should refrain. In all honesty, you can only get the tier 9s now or the tier 10s. Then heck, if I'm gonna get a tier 10 when it's not on discount, I only got this guy because I had a coupon to even get it on discount. Honestly, I think what you want to see though is probably Champagne to see if it's actually worth it. I may like Champagne as a ship, but I don't think she's worth all your premium time, at least not 3 years worth. Honestly, I'm just so fed up with how Wargaming has treated the player base this year. I've had many of my clanmates stop playing the game this year alone because of these stupid changes they keep pushing through. Clanmates that I used to get on with nearly every night, not even coming onto the game anymore because of how bad Wargaming has royally screwed things up. here I am more excited about a train simulator coming out sometime this year or next year, more than I am World of Warships, to be honest. I think a lot of people who will tell the truth have been walking away from the game, or they've been doing something else. I feel like I got lucky and I was somehow able to get all these ships before everything just lost its touch. Honestly. Okay, we gotta do this. There we go. While I like statistics, I don't need them blaring on the side when I'm trying to record a video. I'm sorry. This is an important issue with women being assaulted. I'm not dismissing it, but that's not the topic of this video. If you believe that somebody has been assaulted, report it. Or support the person who wants to make a report. It's a really sad thing, and unfortunately it's happening right now in the Middle East. In Israel right now, which is a divisive issue which we're not going to get into here on this channel. Okay, back to the topic at hand. Update 10.9. Is there anything really positive I can say about it? I guess I can say that we've really just perhaps improved in our art a little bit. There's been a little better art depictions with there being animals in the water and stuff now. That sort of a thing. You can see I'm not really hitting anything at long range. Honestly, the reason why they stuck this ship behind the silly salvage for victory thing was to get you to waste your resources, and that's all they've been doing is they want to drain your stockpiles of resources so you have nothing left. And that's all they've been trying to do all this year long. See a lot of my shells ain't even hitting. What's next? Am I gonna have to rebuy all my premium ships again because Wargaming thinks I haven't invested too much in the game already? Am I walking away if that happens? If they make me have to rebuy my ships again for some stupid reason? Honestly, I think the reason why they're gouging us high with these prices is because they want to buy their fancy new office building. Like they pointed out in the video, they said, oh, we want to move into this office building, and I'm like, being like, no. You need to take care of the players first before you guys go get yourselves a fancy office building. I'm sorry. But you guys have been making really terrible decisions, and your game's not going to last if you keep making these terrible decisions. At least somebody can be honest with you. Anybody who's not saying the game's in such a poor condition isn't really telling you the truth or isn't really getting into the nitty-gritty. But yeah, a lot of the game's problems stem from the years and years and years of neglect by the developers. Prioritizing money over the actual quality of life of the game. And it's been showing more and more this year. It's been showing from a lot of corporations across the country actually this year, with inflation rates at a really high point. Cars, gas, all of that's unaffordable right now for many. Or it's affordable, but it takes a huge chunk out of the budget. And as somebody who is working 2 jobs and working nearly every weekend, it sucks not to be able to come on the game more and actually get to have fun. Instead, I only get out maybe 1 or 2 videos a week, and I miss being able to live stream more often than what I'm doing. I miss being on stream with you guys, to be honest. It's been forever. It's been at least a month at this point, and I apologize that I haven't been on streaming, because I've been feeling really out of it lately with how many hours I've been working. I'm working paycheck to paycheck like most Americans are. Anybody who has money is maybe in the top 20% of income earners, to be honest. And it's sad to be in the state, but I'm gonna get, my hope is by sometime later this year where I'm in a better spot, where I can actually do live streams more often than what I have been. And again, I apologize, because that's on me at the end of the day for not being around, for working all these long hours. And half the time when you work in customer service, you get so many nasty people that just treat you like you're some kind of servant to them, and that's not what people in retail are there for. We're not supposed to be your slaves, and you're not supposed to be our masters. I'm sorry. That's not how it works. We're there to provide you a service, to help you find the products you need, and that's about it. Doesn't mean you get to walk all over us, but unfortunately we live in a time and a place where people like to make fun of retail workers, they like to pull pranks on them, and it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And I think the biggest concern that I think a lot of retail workers have right now is just being able to provide enough income to actually pay their rent. Honestly, that's part of the burden right now, is we're dealing with companies that want to introduce robotics, like these MISO guys, these MISO computer people want to already have introduced a robot fryer thing called Flippy, which basically can flip fries and everything. And I fear that a lot of the jobs in retail will get replaced by robots eventually. And it leaves a lot of people out of work, which is unfortunate. And things aren't looking too good economy-wise, with there being a recession possibly predicted for 2024. I think it's going to hit much earlier than that. I think it's going to hit sometime around November, December. I may be wrong, I'm no economist, but I don't think it's really good of wargaming to continue to price gouge people out of premium ships when the economy is as bad as it is. I think that this crap needs to go away for good if they actually want to have a chance of getting the community back again. Because this is ridiculous, and this should have never been made the norm. I sounded the alarm a year and a half ago when I made my video on Johan de Witt, and now every early access event has turned into this. Every single one. You might as well be trying to play for fool's gold with some of these events. Honestly, if I do get chill, it's probably going to be the last time I waste my time on anything like this, because, or money for that reason alone too, is probably going to be the last time I waste it, because steadily they're doing more crap like this, where they're taking our resources to sit there and say, hey, you want this premium ship? Go sacrifice over 3 years of premium time for it. This has got to be 3 years, if not more than 3 years. This is like almost 4 years. And they may counter by saying, oh, you can just put in other resources. And I'm like, give me a break. Why do I want to waste all my resources on a premium ship? That's what's stupid at the end of the day. And we have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is 4. Then we got 5 hiding right over here, of course, for another week. It's 5 events going on to try to get your money. And honestly, I don't think this is like my hiatus, honestly, when it comes to this game, because I've been wanting this ship to be in the game for such a long time, and here we are, stuck behind a paywall. or should I say sequential bundle wall. If I could have just outright bought this, I would have. Wargaming doesn't make enough, apparently, and that's why they're taking everything and putting it behind walls. Which is ridiculous. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of this update. And I wish they would stop trying to price gouge everything and try to actually listen to the players like they used to. Because when they listen to the players, we got this. And one unknown fact that you may not know is I was actually the last poster on the World of Warships forums. Last topic I ever made was correlated to the first topic I ever made, which was on Alaska. Alaska was one of those ships that the community wanted in the game for a long time, and it was in a different time when Wargaming actually listened, where we had Pigeon of War, the Corgi guy, and so many other good members of staff. The only one that we didn't really like was Octavian, Sub-Octavian. That guy was just terrible. It was terrible in that he gaslit the community multiple times, and he was greedy and basically pushed the game more and more towards over-monetizing. And I think he might even still be with them to this day. I don't know, but it certainly looks like he's gotten his way with the game being overly monetized, along with Victor Crisili, whoever the head guy is of Wargaming these days. I get it, it takes time and money to model these ships at the end of the day, but you guys could have held off on the office expansion for another year. But you don't want to, you want to move into that fancy office. So you're price gouging us more in game. I guess I get it, at the end of the day you're a business and you have to run. You're just going to lose more people the more and more you do this, in all honesty. Are you kidding me? Really? Somebody bought into this? I guess there'll always be people that just get stuff just for the sake of having it. And I don't even like the fact that ships have been removed from the game like Musashi and Alaska. I think that people should have the opportunity to get them without being it behind an auction or anything like that. And I really just get tired of seeing people just fall for wargaming stuff just to get these fancy ships that the only difference is cosmetic. Not really gaining anything else out of it. It's just a cosmetic ship. They started this with the black ships and their big discounts, except now these days you don't get no discounts and you get these different ships that charge you full price. So we're really losing out when you think about it. We're not really getting everything every time they sit there and put things behind auction walls or container bundle walls. Nobody's really gaining anything but wargaming. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of all these changes they keep pushing through. It's just ridiculous. And honestly, I don't like having to deal with stuff all the time at my jobs. There's endless tasks upon endless tasks. It gets annoying, and I wish I could just sit there and spend more time on here with you guys. Like when I make videos, it's like my only escape from that boring world where I have to work all the time. And I feel like wargaming is really punishing the players that don't have a lot of time by paywalling everything. Because if I had more time on my hands like others do, I would have already probably finished the Lucian Dockyard by now, but at this rate it's looking like I'm going to probably get a couple more phases done, and then I'm going to have to somehow get the rest of it. Not always the best solution in hindsight, you know? Maybe I'm being a little aggressive with Alaska here. But hey, it's one of my favorite ships that I like playing once in a while. I'm not playing Otago. I don't really think that the game is going to last much longer at this current pace if they keep going this ridiculous route with the changes. Who knows, maybe I'll be wrong, but even the year 2024 itself looks to be a really rocky year for many of us just because of the economic conditions and not going into anything else. I would encourage those that have money to save it, put away as much as you can. Save your money and put it away. It's going to be the best thing you can do because you got to prepare for the crash. That will likely take place sometime next year or earlier or later on this year. I don't know, as I'm no economist, but save your money and, if possible, when buying premium ships, buy something with a proven track record. If I go in here right now, I can throw out a couple recommendations at least. If you want something solid that isn't going to break your bank, honestly, I find tier 8 to be a decent spot, but Hood still holds up pretty well in my book. It's a decent starter ship for tier 7. Maya is still good. Nueve de Julio is good. I've played that a lot. Issei is good. Honestly, try to get the ones that are already available is my recommendation. Hyuga's good, Yukon's okay-ish, Collingwood so-so. Get what's already available to you and ignore the new stuff is my biggest recommendation for this year. Just ignore the early access, ignore the container bundles, ignore it all, and go for something that's proven. Brandenburg and Alt are good choices, Key's a good choice. Roma, not really. Graf Zeppelin's an old favorite. But looky here. The same ship, but they want you to sit there and get with its silly stuff. Here we go for doubloons. It's right here. Same ship. I wonder if it's available for coal. Yeah, it's available for coal, everybody. So the same ship that Wargaming wants to get you to buy, available for coal. Just in its standard form. And they want you to spend how much for this one? They want to make you spend 36,000 on a ship already available in the game. This ship's already available as a gear. You don't need the fancy camouflage and all these signals. This is just stacking. All this is stacking so they can jack up the price. The hell is this crap? Oh yeah. Here's all the random bundles, everybody. Oh, it's so fair. Let's make them do random bundles for signals now. If we don't have enough of these already. What's the other one? This has got to be Lion, I think. I'm pretty sure that's Lion. Looky here. Let's go. UK. Same ship. Same ship. I just don't have the guns on it at the moment. You can see we have the 419s right here. Don't get yourself scammed into these new events. Always check to see if there's an analog that already exists in the game. Always double check stuff. That's my biggest piece of advice. But yeah, I think this wraps it up for this week's video at least. Honestly, save your money. None of this new stuff is worth it. You're just losing so much value. Get something old like a Nult. It's my biggest recommendation. See you next time.